How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Pretty good, I guess.
Good. Okay, golf.
Yeah.
Did you guys get to play much?
Not lately because of the cruddy weather.
Which is worse, the rain or the wind?
Both. Probably the winds, just because when you hit a golf ball, just go 30 yards left or right.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so it's impossible to drive straight.
Yeah.
Some of us, it's impossible to drive straight.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's-
so
I'm one of those people, so.
really.
Yeah.
So what do you have to? If you know you're going to hook or slice, which do you do? Do you hook or slice?
Both.
Do you know what you're going to do?
Yeah, I can.
Are you
control
consistently?
It. Yeah, you can control it. I mean, if you can line up to the golf ball, if you know you're gonna hit a slice, you just aim left and you just kind of hold the club open and you just.
And it's going to slice back into
Yeah, it'll slice
the
back.
fairway.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you good at that?
Yeah.
You're good at controlling your slice?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just hit it straight then?
Because hitting it straight's a lot more complicated than
Than
lining
hitting a
pitch.
slice or.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you line up to the ball, you know you're gonna hit a shot and you just hit it. You don't.
So, let me get out of there. Let me get out of the way. Yeah, I don't want to change the daggum battery pack. Point that at him. Point that at him, would you? Okay. So while we're talking, if I were to say to you, where were you on the most memorable day of your life? What would you say?
Up to now, probably graduation.
Okay.
Just
Which graduation? High school graduation,
high school
obviously, but
yeah.
tell me about that.
It was just a memorable experience, like seeing my friends for the last time and being able to hang out with them afterwards. And I had to, like, in our graduation, you have to get up, like, your sport teams have to get up and, like, go through a PowerPoint kind of thing of, like, what happens through your senior year and, like, all the stuff you have to overcome. So when I was in basketball, football, and golf, so I practically had to stay up there the whole time, and it was just nice just to be with your friends and the last time.
So that's very, very memorable.
Yeah.
Which was more memorable, being in graduation or being with your friends for the last time?
Probably being with my friends for the last time, because a lot of them left and went all over the place. I know a bunch of my friends went to, like, military services or California or just, so, like, most of my friends aren't even close anymore.
All right. Well, thank you, Blake. I appreciate you
Yep.
sharing with me. So now I want to get somebody who's really got some issues with being shy. Lily, would you come on up and talk to me a little bit? You're a shy person. But why? I know, you're not so shy when you come up here. Hi, Lily. How are you? Are you tired? Why? Have a seat. You can sit down if you want. What have you been up to that got you tired?
I got like 3 hours sleep.
Because?
Watching Teen Mom.
Oh, well, of course, of course. I'd give up a whole night to watch Teen Mom. Yeah. Is that like your favorite show?
No.
What is your favorite television show? I love television, so I would never put anybody down for watching television. I watch a lot of television. What is your favorite television show? I don't think I've seen that one.
You should.
What channel is it on?
I just watch on Netflix.
Oh, it's you. Okay, so you don't know what channel it's on.
Probably Fox.
Okay. So tell me about Prison Break, because I don't know this show.
I'm not gonna ruin it.
Well, I mean, is it like a reality TV show or a fictional? It's a fictional show.
Fictional show.
And people are breaking out of prison?
I don't know. Are they?
Oh, you're good.
I can't.
You're good.
Can't spoil it.
Okay, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. So I've been asking everybody the most memorable day that you can think of. Most memorable day. Where were you? Where were you on that most memorable day?
I don't think I really have the most memorable day.
You don't?
I'd like memorable like year.
Where were you in the most memorable year?
Year, I guess.
This year has been the most memorable?
Well, like
last
the
year?
senior year and this year, I guess. Yeah.
What made it memorable?
I don't know. It's my friends and stuff like that.
So it was the community, it was that sense of belonging?
Yeah. I
Okay.
guess.
Okay. Are you feeling uncomfortable at the moment?
Just
On
tired.
a scale of 1 to 10, I know you're tired, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how uncomfortable do you feel just being out here alone with nobody around you? 1 to 10.
0.
0? Okay.
No.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate it. All right. So, the point of this exercise, if you remember our speeches, Blake, Lily, go to Rebecca, were pretty tied to their manuscripts, weren't they? You were pretty tied to your manuscript. You had a fantastic, touching, moving story, but it was really hard for you to tell it, wasn't it? So you had to have that manuscript. But what did we discover about Lily, Blake, Moby, and the need to protect themselves?
You don't have to have a manuscript.
You were a good communicator without a. How did it feel as audience when they were up here all alone, just sitting out here? How did you feel about them? How did you feel about them? Did you notice any difference between how engaged you were in the story when they were here versus how engaged you were when they were standing behind the desk? What do you think? Kitty, you have an opinion on everything. You can have an opinion on this. How did you feel about the speakers?
Comfortable, like they were talking to us, because they were right in front of us and not hiding behind something.
So it felt more conversational, didn't it? We had a conversation, and it felt more conversational. One of the issues that many of us had was we're approaching this thing as if, first of all, as if I'm going to slap you down, which I am going to do, but don't worry about that. You'll survive that. You'll do fine. But we're approaching this as if somehow we have to be elevated in our discourse and be super intellectuals. You don't have to be that. You have to have facts, and the facts need to be documented. But you can have a conversation with us. Think of this as a conversation. Does anybody else want to come up and just have a conversation? See how comfortable you feel? I'm open to anybody if you want to try it. Okay. So we'll move on from that. You've seen the examples. I want, if you feel a need, if you feel like, oh, I'm blocking this thing, I'm getting so nervous about it, send me an email, send me a text, and say, I need to do this in front of somebody. I'll come watch. We'll put a camera up. Whatever we need to do to help you relax and be conversational. That's what we want. We want you to be, we want you to carry on a conversation with your audience. In order to do that, when you talk to somebody, you talk to them the way Blake, the way Moby, the way Lily talked to me. You look at them, right? I mean, if you had a friend who was doing this the whole time that they were talking to you, they wouldn't be your friend for very long, right? You'd want them to look at you. Don't look at the paper, look at us. Why do we look at the paper?
Why do we look at it?
Yeah, you didn't do this. You were great about just facing us and telling us your story. But why do we tend to look at the paper when we do?
Because it's there.
Because it's there.
Yeah.
Why else do we look at the paper? What are we afraid of?
Afraid of what people.
We're afraid we're going to forget. Who knows what you were going to say?
Nobody.
Well, no, I do. Because you're giving me an outline.
Yeah.
I know. Who else knows what you're going to say? Nobody. Nobody. If you preview, as several of you have learned to do, if you preview and say, I'm going to go here and here and here, as I did today, we're going to talk about things that it's a common problems. We're going to look at the rubric, and then we're going to look at Adam Savage. If you preview your work, some people might remember you said point A, point B, point C, and you only covered point A and point C. You left out point B, but that's not likely to happen if you're well practiced. But even at that point, you've left out one point. As long as it wasn't either the problem or the solution in a persuasive speech, you're still okay. If it's one of your topics in an informative speech, you're still okay. You're still okay. And it's better to communicate, connect with your audience, and leave something out than it is to be tied to your paper unless you're a politician making a major policy speech. If you become the mayor of your hometown, if you're the mayor of Denver, the mayor of Dallas, the mayor of a major metropolitan area, and you're making up a policy statement, make sure you have a manuscript and that you read carefully from that manuscript, whether it's on the teleprompter or in a page in front of you, because you will be held to that. But in every other speaking occasion, better to connect to the audience than it is to get every point in. Note cards are a good way to do it. Keeping it simple is an even better way. Keeping your thoughts in order. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to take a look at the last speech so that we get it right, so that we know what we're doing. Now let's stop this and start a new, we'll start a new file.